So I should be live now, but I know everybody needs to switch over from the other screen, from the other stream is the word I'm looking for. Let me just put the link in. So I really apologize because there's something seriously up with my YouTube because obviously it did this two weeks ago, or the last week and the week before. So I was like, I know something's like I psycho checked it this week. So I'm really sorry about having to switch over this what I tell you guys about today. It's just I don't know whether you can see. Oh, my microphone's like blocking her exactly. Gee, snoozing behind me. So I hope everybody, I think there's probably still a few people switching over. So I'm just gonna like spam the link and the other and the other thing. And then I probably need to delete the other one so that people don't get confused or stuck or oh gosh. So I'm gonna tell you. Did you guys see that the actor who plays Danny's dad, he shared my like story today that I posted about him. I thought that was pretty cool. Let me just remove this other one. Because he like took a picture of Ari Mandy and like shared it, and it he was I'll read out what he said. Let me just find it. Sorry, I've just like jumped straight in here. I'm like, how is everyone? I hope everyone is good. And I'll tell you some stuff in a minute, some wild, annoying, stressful things. But what else is new? Life is always a crazy one. Always a crazy one with me. Um, okay, good. And I think pretty much everyone must have switched over. Um, I don't know whether he's following me because one of my what's it called? One of my posts that I did yesterday about the Arizona and Cali one, it like blew up this afternoon, and the one I did the other day, it's like my most liked Instagram thing ever. It's got like almost 5,000 likes. Not that like, you can measure things that way, but because my Instagram thing was like so full of like things, I didn't look at um the follower thing. I'm just looking right now because I got like a notification because he like tagged me when he reposted my story. So let me see what he said, or what he said originally. I have it here. What did I do with that? Oh no, it's in. Not that one. Oh, here it is. So he said, this is a picture of Ari Mehdi, and it says, I took this portrait of an actress and a friend, Ari Mandy, a couple of days ago. We were shooting our last scene together in the second season of the L Word Generation Q, a scene so intense that the idea of leaving the set for 5 minutes and finding this hidden spot for this photo helps us to relieve tension before going back to shoot. We play father and daughter. She's amazing in her role, so don't miss the second season. And if you miss the first one, you'll find it on Showtime. So I wonder what's going on there. And the L Word online, Chris and Slicey that were on the channel, they posted like those pictures from, oh god, it must be like 3 or 4 months ago now, where they're in like that high rise, and it was, hey Julesy, it was like Gigi and Danny, and then that was, like, around the time that Jennifer took that picture on that patio too. So, yeah, there must be something seriously intense going on there. I mean, whether it's personal or work, like he could be trying to convince her to go back into the family business, because that has to be like a pretty big like blow to him that she left, because I'm sure like all her life I mean, it doesn't seem like she has any siblings, and she's been pretty much, it seems, groomed for that job. So yeah, I don't maybe he's trying to convince her to go back to work. So I'm assuming, because this is the other news that happened, well, not happened today, but um I'm gonna tell you guys something today that I think that you're gonna be like like a little bit not upset at me, but it's about Miss G. So, and it's nothing bad about G. Like she's fine. But I'm gonna tell you something in a minute though. But let me finish about that whole word. You guys are gonna get mad. But so this morning also, this week, I'm all over the place today when like I'm just a bit stressed at the moment. But basically this morning, sorry, Laurel Holloman posted from Austin. So she's gone back to LA, to Austin. She's left LA. I would be really surprised if she wasn't done. Like she has to be done with this season, because they are literally finishing, like, as they said, that was their last scene of the season, and that was a few days ago. And the other thing is, all this week they've been doing like drone shots and ADR and like other B-roll shots, that it's just what happens right at the end of the hi Kaya right at the end of the season, when they are really just getting down to the last bits, because obviously with the way that the schedule's been for them, hey Discreta, they've because the way that they've shot, like normally they'll shoot B-roll along with everything else that's happening, but because they were worried, hi there, about the pandemic and everything like that, they've scheduled all the actor facing shooting as far in advance as they had, and put all the B-roll on the back roll, on the backboard, because it might have, they didn't know when they set up this like 7 months ago that we could have been in another, wave now or something. So it's easy for a tiny team of people to go out and fly a drone or go and do B-roll of downtown LA. So they have, left this to the very end. They're doing ADR, and the other thing, because they've done the entire season, they'll be going through and there'll be certain scenes, like there is in every TV show, that they'll say, "Oh, oh, I don't really like this angle, I don't really like the shot," and they'll have probably a week, 2 weeks of reshoots, and that will be, like, for the main, like, only the leads, but it seems as though they've pretty much, Jennifer Beals, yeah, Julesy has done too. So, it's mostly just B-roll left, it looks like. I mean, they might have, it seems like Laurel, Jennifer, like most of the main cast finishing first. So, generally towards the end of the season, if they have these smaller actors that are only in a few episodes or guest stars and stuff, they are usually when the schedule is, like, starting to lighten up and they've got a little bit more of leeway with them. So because obviously they're not on as many scenes or as many episodes. So I think that, it's May 1st tomorrow. I'd be surprised if in 2 weeks they're still filming. Like, they're really getting down to the wire here, and I find it very interesting that they didn't seem to make a big deal about, like, so normally on the L Word in a regular season or any other show, the last day that there's, like, all the main cast or, like, the last main cast all together in a scene, they would kinda be like, "Oh, like, it was the last table read," or, "It was the last big scene at Dana's," or something like that. So, they probably just couldn't do that because, again, I'm speculating here, because no one's ever filmed in a pandemic, before, but I'm assuming it's because of the block shooting and the way that they've had to do that. So it is, a little bit unfortunate. And then the question is, and I was thinking about this last night, are they gonna do a wrap party? I mean, they usually do, and they usually do them quite like last time. I remember they finished filming I think it was the beginning of November, and then the wrap party was the last weekend in November. So, I just I it all depends on like, the pandemic, and it has been such a long shooting schedule, like, way longer than the first time, than they're used to, than the original show. I'm just reading what you guys were saying. Yeah, thanks, Carol. I'm pretty sure that the way that everybody's just immediately like, Laurel has gone back to Austin, um, it really. Oh, is anyone having issues with the stream? Because I just saw Emma said she's not sure whether it's her or me, but everything looks okay on my side. Am I skipping for anyone else? Oh, okay. You guys are good. Steph, you're good. Okay. Okay, good. So yeah, so what I was saying is the fact that everybody has, like, boom, booked it pretty quick. Laurel, JB, maybe Kate and Leisha still have, like, a few scenes to go. It seems as though, oh, good, 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 because thank you guys for letting me know, because I had nightmare with the Wi-Fi company. I'll tell you in a minute. And it just doesn't seem like they're going to have, like, a regular wrap party. So again, like this part is again no one's ever filmed a pandemic, so I'm speculating here, but what they might have done is because they know, okay, like we film for 8 months, other people have projects that they weren't planning on this being the time they filmed the L Word anyway. Things are starting to get back to normal a bit. So maybe they've said, hey, let's not have our wrap party now. Let's do it when we're doing the premiere. Because it's the second season, they might not do like, last time they did like the huge big premiere. And I guess that would also depend on what they do with Dexter, and you guys know what I'm gonna say now, is that the last, I think, 2 or 3 weeks I've been saying that the Dexter coming back is gonna be a big impact on what happens with the L Word, because it's coming back. It was the only show that beat the L Word. It's the only show as big as the L Word, and especially now that Shameless is over. So, what happened this week? The Dexter trailer came out, and this is exactly what's going to happen with the L Word. Last week, we got that, and if you want to see like what I'm talking about, I have both of these on my channel. There's like a little, literally 10-minute clip, and it's not even any real footage. It's like footage of just an axe and a voiceover, and that's what we'll get first for the L Word. We'll get like a little 10-second. Sometimes they do them animated, sometimes they do them just like that, where it's like, videoing, I don't know, like a door or something, and it's just like a little voiceover, and then like coming soon. And then a week later, we got the teaser trailer that I think it's about 30 seconds, but you do see like Dexter's actual face and stuff. And then they gave the release season of fall. So, to be honest, did my heart sink a little bit when I saw that? Yes, because I really, really, really was hoping that we would get the L Word earlier. I mean, I'm not absolutely ruling it out, but I don't think we'll get it any earlier, because they wouldn't release Dexter and its release date now if the L Word was going to be like if the L Word was coming out, say, in June for Pride Month. There's no way that they would have talked about the L Word. And I am holding on to a shred of hope for September, only because of all this, the pandemic and everything, and they haven't had a lot of the shows for over a year. So I haven't given up hope. I haven't given up hope. But now that Dexter's out of there, they have to give us a trailer soon. Like they have to. There has to be one coming soon. I would be really, really shocked. I don't think we'll get one this watch me say this. Well, part of me is like, maybe I'll say this and then the universe will want to prove me wrong next week, because we got like such a big one last week with Dexter, or this week. So Misty looks annoyed that I keep talking. Misty is well used to it, and I'll tell you guys in the story in a minute, which Misty knows how much I love her. But she just had her dinner, so yeah, she's having her after dinner nap. And yeah, so that's what I know that's a lot of like, I was lying in bed at night thinking about Dexter and trailers, teasers, and then I saw like other stuff, like one of the directors, I think she's directing episode 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's episode 6. Catriel Kindred, she's Sorry about being all over the place. She is, yeah, definitely directing episode 6, and she is directing an episode of, I don't think I pronounced this right, but the Chi or Chig or something, and that is coming out, I think, in the summer. So it's just so hard to try and pinpoint when, because of all the crazy external factors. So, do you think there's going to be a prom night or something? Because I saw pictures on the behind the scenes Instagram account. Oh yeah, the thing, those pictures. I think I talked about them last week. Those pictures in like a corridor, and I thought at first that it was a school corridor because it had, like, stuff on the wall, but then the next day, there was pictures literally in a hospital room with, like, hospital beds and, like, a meds cart and stuff. So, I'm pretty sure it was a hospital and not a school. So, and I did talk about this a little bit last week, that there definitely seems to be scenes of either episode 9 or the finale where there's someone in hospital, because there was, like, a few days where they were shooting in the hospital, because it was hard to make out in some of them, but then there was one video that they literally went around the room and, like, it was a hospital, like, 100%. So, we know. I'm trying to think, there was something else. It sounds like there's a lot going on in this finale on whatever is happening, because Danny's dad's talking about, like, emotional breakdowns. There's hospitals. We know there's FBI. There's a lot going on this season. Everyone everyone is like, the second anything, like, stressful happens, everyone's like, "Someone's gonna die." Because we've all been so emotionally abused by the original L Word that we think that someone's gonna die straight away, because so many people died in the original. Oh, confirmation of season 3. Yeah, I really wonder if they're gonna wait until the show airs like normal, because I mean, I know that, like, most of the actresses probably have contracts signed for probably 5, like, most of the time when people sign on for a show, they sign for 5 seasons in the beginning, unless they're like a Jennifer Beals or something who probably has something else weird in the contract. But it's, it's definitely, gonna be difficult, what, because if they wait and say the show doesn't air until November, December, and then they wait until the premiere of the second episode to air, that's you're not getting the renewal until maybe January 2022, maybe December at the earliest, and it's like, then they are renewed, they have to go write the season, so then that would mean this time next year, they'd be writing the 3rd season, and then they'd go back to the schedule they had with season 1 where they filmed over the summer. So, and I guess that if they're airing this season over winter, and they did that, then it would put it back, the show being, like, separated by a year, but it just means that we have 2 years without anything. I know we've already done, like, a year and a bit, but just painful, painful. I'm surprised, and maybe they'll do it on the last day because, obviously, like, Jennifer and Leisha and Kate are executive producers, so I'm surprised there hasn't been any sort of, "That's a wrap for Bet, that's a wrap for blah, blah, blah." Even from, like, I can understand maybe not Jennifer and Leisha and Kate and, like, you know, the big people doing it. But it just, I would have expected someone, like, even some of the not even, I mean, like Danny or like, I mean, some of the guest stars or some of the new people this season. So yeah, I do find that a bit strange. But who knows? Maybe they have a couple of scenes left and they do that next week or the week after, or maybe they don't. I don't know why they wouldn't want to draw attention to it, because I get not drawing attention to your start, like the day you're starting filming, but if you're ending, like, it's ending. There's nothing, you know. Maybe we'll get a selfie from them at the premiere or the launch or the but yeah. So Gee, you doing? So let me see if I missed anything when I was rambling like a lunatic. Oh, okay. I have cool news. Next Friday, which I think is the 6th of May, I'm going to do a live, this live a little bit later, and Chris from the L Word Online is gonna come on my live and talk and, like, chat about season 2 stuff, because they stay really up to date on, like, everything that's going on too. And we may have some, if you like the stories that Chris told at LCon about, like, meeting cast or behind the scenes thing, you'll like this, because she unearthed a treasure trove that has never been heard anywhere or anything. So next week at the live, there'll be some interesting things being shared. So I'll um I'll make sure to share I can't remember what time we just decided on, but it's a little bit later here. I think it'll be 10 o'clock UK time, but I'll put all the information up. And yeah, so just be aware of that. And yeah, it'll be good to chat through, and maybe we'll have like a air well, we won't have an air date, but we'll maybe have like some sort of, we know that they're wrapped, or we know that they're, finishing up, or maybe Leisha or Kate will say something about finishing filming. Oh, yeah, yeah, that slipped my mind. I'm just next week, actually, I'm just gonna send Marja a quick DM and tell her, you know the way you're wrapping filming? You wanna come on the channel? Don't think that, you know, I know they're busy now, I know they're filming, but don't you worry. I'm not g I don't know what's gonna happen, but don't ever think I'm not trying. I'm working away behind the scenes here. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have some some visitors on the channel soon. I wish. Uh, in the future is what I should say there. And yeah, let me see if there was anything else there because I write little I write notes to myself whenever about things to talk about, and they really are like the ramblings of a lunatic. But let me see, because I saved. Where's this picture? Done the competition. Today's the last day to enter it. So on my community page, if you go there, you'll see the last post that I did. It's like it has like a May calendar and like all the days. And all you have to do is sometime before midnight California time. So it'll be in like 12 hours that you pick whatever date you think that the L Word trailer is going to come out. So even if it's like a little teaser trailer, like the 10-second Dexter one, like I'll count it. And if say like a teaser comes out, I don't know, to say tomorrow the 1st, and then a long trailer or long, like a 30-second one comes out the next week, like I'll count both the dates. So make sure to put whichever one you want. Is there a date that has the most pics? I think there was a lot of people, I think, that were like around the teens. I haven't gone through and like tallied them up yet. Um it someone said it's buffering. Mm, yeah. Um And if there's anything ever that you guys want to like have an idea for a video or anything like that, just send me a message because obviously right now, like, we haven't had new Elwood content for a long time. So oh, thanks, Sonia. Mishti does have a passport. She's an international traveler. She's lived in Florida and New York. So yeah, she is an international woman. I know, it's really annoying. And of course my dad's like, well, sick the lawyers on them. And I'm like, I don't want to have like you know what I mean? Like, especially the Isle of Man, it's so small and like just a lawyer having arguments for me. Because that's a nightmare too, like, 'cause then you have to pay for the everything, like, they write a I had, probably about well, it must be about 3 years ago now, I had um like, a client that I did a lot of work for them, like, a lot, and I'd done the work for, like, I think it was over 2 it was either over 2 months or 3 months, and the woman, like, came it was like a startup, and she had said to me, "Oh, can I pay you, like, quarterly, so after 3 months?" And originally I was like, "You know what? Like, it's fine." Like, I wasn't desperate for the money, and it was a good job, and, like, I liked it and stuff, and I liked the woman too, and obviously I had a contract with her and everything. And after 3 months, she started giving me, like, the runaround. She was like, "Oh, I'll have a check to you tomorrow," or, "Oh, I'll come by, next week and give you a check." And it was just, like, this constant, and after, like, another month, she hadn't paid me, and it was, like, a lot of money. And I ended up having to get my lawyer to, like, write her a letter, and then because she, like, responded back saying, "Oh, the company," like, and she started this kind of back and forth, then they ended up writing, like, the lawyer ended up writing, like, three letters, and obviously I got the money in the end, but for those 3 letters, it was, like, 2 grand. So that obviously, like, I ended up paying 2 grand for them to write 3 letters. So, it's just a nightmare with stuff like that because it's always, you know, like, it's not like, you haven't done anything wrong. You're just living your life and expected to be paid for a job or whatever circumstance it is. There's people I know that have it way worse, that, like, get in car accidents that aren't their fault, and, even people who have surgery and something goes wrong, or it just sucks sometimes. Oh, yes, I keep meaning to watch Swamp Thing because, Jennifer Beals is in it, and, yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I definitely want to. Because this I think originally did the CW bought it off someone, and they I think they put quite a lot of money into that, and yeah, it's odd that they just after 1 season they stopped it, but, it must have been costing them, like, a lot of money to do the special effects or something. Let me see if there was anything. Oh, Showtime just posts. Oh no, it's Black Monday season 3 official trailer. I have, like, all the Showtime things on, like, big notification. Let me see if there's any other pictures I missed that I haven't talked about. Does anybody like, Dexter? I think I'm gonna do it on my channel, like, not to the same extent, the R Word, but, like, probably just some, like, episode reviews or something because, again, if the R Word isn't coming back until December, then whenever whenever they give us, like, a season, like the Dexter one now, like, when they say, "Oh, the L Word Generation Q returning in winter," or something, I'll do the same thing for picking the air date, like, that we're doing with the trailer. So make sure that you don't forget to enter the competition because it's free to enter, so might as well. Dexter is so good, but the last season was so awful. But the rest of them, like the first, second, and fourth seasons, are really, really good. And Kate Mennings in an episode, and so is Erin Daniels is in like one of the first handful of episodes. I think she might be in like the second or third. So she was right. I think that was like the first thing she did after she was on the L Word. I would love to move to LA. Like I know this won't happen. Like I am a small fry. I talk about a TV show that, well, one, I'm in the LGBTQ community, so there's only so far my channel can go. I talk about a television show that only has in the US like a million viewers. So my potential to grow is not enormous, but if I woke up tomorrow and had like 100,000 subscribers, like I'd move to LA in a heartbeat. Because I mean, what I do now, if I traveled a lot, I could do it from there. Like if I, because it's not super dependent on where I live. Yes, do you know what? That I did think about this the other day. I am still gonna get my L word, ash silver, whatever tattoo when I get to 5K and 10K subscribers. Hey Peter. Um, but like I don't last week, I don't know what was going on. It just was like because normally I'm getting a bit into it, but you know me, I overshare with you guys all the time. Like my subscribers normally it's pretty much the same thing. Like when the L word isn't on, my numbers are pretty much the same. And unless there's some big, like when Rosie was announced as being on the show, that like really improved my numbers. But because the show's not on, like there's only so much I can do, you know. Like, I'm not in the show. I'm not making the show, so it is what it is. But last week, my subscribers like was not, normally it ticks along and like I don't know, every other day there's like 10 more, 10 more. But yeah, last week I don't know what was happening. So I'll get there eventually, hopefully. But I really next no, oh maybe I can. I don't know whether I would be. I guess if I cover the address, it wouldn't really matter. I really want to show you guys this house. See how I can. Oh, I can turn it this way so you can. I mean, this is like the dream. Like I don't think this will happen. So this is the front, and it's like on the water. So like it's facing the sea. And at first the coloring looks a bit shocking, but look how nice this living room is. And there's like a fire and stuff. Oh, it's so nice. I'm gonna go in there on Tuesday, so maybe I'll make a video and put it on my Instagram. But anyway. Yeah, it's really nice. Like really nice. So do you think they won't premiere in Dexter? Uh Eileen's just said, do you think that they won't premiere Dexter and Gen Q at the same time, i.e. the fall? Usually they do not air big show. And I mean like by big shows, you're talking like Dexter, The L Word, Shameless. What's some of the big Showtime ones? Like I mean this is going back, but like I don't know, that was a HBO one. I'm having a brain aneurysm here, but ones like that they're like flagship shows. They're what brings in all the big revenue. Like any basically hour-long primetime shows, they always split them up because as well, most Showtime shows are only between 8 and 12 episodes. So it used to be that Dexter would air it would usually come back the very I think once or twice it came back the last week in September, but most of the time it was like October 3rd, October 4th, whatever the Sunday was. And it would come back and then it would run for 12 episodes. So it would always end around Christmas. And then there'd be like, I remember once there wasn't even, there used to sometimes be like 1 or 2 weeks and then they'd play the L word. But there was a time where I remember they were like the season finale of Dexter, and then there was like a commercial made straight for after Dexter that was like the L word starting next week, blah blah blah, and I obviously love the L word, and I really like Dexter too. So it always used to be so great when you knew Dexter was starting because it was like, okay, I know that I've got 24 weeks of like Sunday night good content coming my way because you knew you were getting the 12 episodes of Dexter and then the 12 episodes of the L word. So the thanks Kaya, I'll check that and plus out that show. So obviously Dexter said the fall and the fall is very open-ended, but they are still filming Dexter at the moment. I believe they started in I think it was like the end of January, but they have 10 episodes. I think I misspoke last week and I said 8, but it's 10 episodes. And the reason last week that I was saying I think Dexter is going to air in the fall is because the town that they're shooting Dexter in Massachusetts, they've created they're filming in a town but they're calling the town something else, so everything that's around is like purposely there for the show because the town's real name is something else, and they had like a Christmas tree lot and they had like fake snow and stuff. So it just seemed to be going for that like Christmas vibe, or definitely supposed to be some way showing it's Christmas. And I would be very surprised if they went outside that norm of Dexter normally starts the very end of September, the beginning of October. So I think that's what we'll get. And then maybe a week or two and then the L word. So probably most likely but then we're running into Christmas because Dexter's 10 weeks. So yeah, probably I hate saying January. I hate it. But there was that ad that they said this year. So maybe they'll sneak it in just under the wire in like December. Oh, I've seen You, Me and Her on Netflix, yeah. Oh, someone's daughter. You mean that they were like sorry, this is a picture from the L Word Gen Q behind the scenes that it was like on the TV on like the monitor and because I think I know what you're talking about, and it was like so hard to make out. Like I was like zooming, enhancing, couldn't get anything. Let me see. They did have it. There was the like it's like an like Alice shows on that screen, and like Alice was the um it's like Alice's writer's room or something. I don't know, maybe I don't have it anymore. Oh no, I do. Is it this one? Someone sorta was like I know that it's terrible me showing it on the phone, but it's real. It's like someone's taken a picture of a picture of a picture of a monitor. Like it's really yeah, okay, cool. That's what I thought. And it's really hard to and the picture is old because well not old, but like it's a few I think it was a few weeks old because I saw someone else posted it too. So I don't know what they're what they're up to. But there definitely will be and will there has to be something. There has to be something about rapping too. Like there just has to be. And if yes, I did see the fisheye. That was really cool. And they Laurel's gone back to Austin. It looks like Jennifer's wrapped too. We're getting fisheyes and drones and all these other things out shooting B-roll. You know, the guy who played Danny's dad has said he's finished for this season. And, you know, that thing just came out about Gigi is going onto another show, which I will totally be watching just because she's in it. And yeah, like I'm sure that they've had something that's like built reshoots in if they've needed any or if they've been kind of doing their reshoots as they go because that is the thing too oh, because each episode they have like different directors and things and so they might have built the reshoots in as they go. So I'm just surprised that there wasn't anything about wrapping or this or this is the last week of filming. I think the best chance we have of finding out what's up with that is the crew and like the crew especially the crew that post a lot on social media because I think that they'll be more inclined to say we're wrapping filming today or you know giving us some sort of indication there and I guess it all just depends too on like what's been done with the earlier episodes now that they're getting to the end like have they so like when they did season 1 as I said they wrapped in the beginning of November and then we got the show on what was it the 8th of December so they'd been editing a lot all along so it could be a longer editing process too because of the block shooting. It just I'm like constantly trying to convince myself that we're gonna get it earlier than we think. And I know there's some people who they they're thinking that maybe for Pride they'll release the trailer, which that would be a pretty good Pride gift. And I wonder if they'll do Pride again, you know, because like they did. obviously there wasn't anything to do last year because of, but even before, I think that no, they hadn't even started filming yet. That's the first time that they really got to know each other was on like the Pride. I think actually they went to New York too. So yeah, Gigi's going on a Apple show with Greg Greg Kinnear. Yeah, IMDb probably is a little bit behind because like they're still actively filming. But Safida, was she in? Maybe she wasn't in one, but I'm pretty sure she was. She was in all season one. I think that. I mean, they definitely realized how popular she was. So I'd be surprised if she wasn't in all the episodes for season two. Oh, I didn't. I haven't been using my Twitter. I didn't see anything about that or what show it is. Oh, yes, that. You know what? That's why I was vaguely aware of something happened because I'm in like a lot of Grey's Anatomy groups. My Facebook is like Grey's Anatomy and the L Word, and but sometimes okay, so last week or the week before, someone had like got an old Grey's Anatomy trailer and like tweaked it and then said it was a new episode and so I mean like this could be I haven't seen it so this could be like a completely different situation but sometimes like people like those deep fakes, like it is crazy what you can do now. Like people who, and I saw this on, I was watching Gogglebox last week, and they had Catfish UK on it, and these people now, like these catfish and hackers and stuff, they can recreate video calls. So like before it'd be like, oh, they must be a catfish because they won't do FaceTime. But now they can do that. Like they can make FaceTime and people can be fooled. And like all those photos that you can animate now, and it's oof, the world is a crazy place. Yeah, I mean they take that stuff really, really seriously. Like, you know, when when I was like working in this industry, like it was well when I was a kid and I was doing movies and stuff like way before all of this now that there you didn't even have this move like phones and high definition cameras and all that in your thing but then being an adult and working on like the other side of it it, there's constantly something like I remember we used to do those like at some concerts they'll do it's like the bag that you put your phone in but I remember I don't think I've told this story before on my channel so you guys know like have a lot of work with like movies and stuff like that but when I think I must have been it was 2007 so I was like 21 and in university, but I was working still, and a connection of mine from over here who actually it used to be one of the people I used to work for who was in like conventions and did the L word ones and all that. And this guy called, like, I was in Florida and he called me up and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing tonight?" Da, da, da. And I said, "Oh, I'm just hanging out with my girlfriend or whatever." And he was like, "Oh, I've got these tickets." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, I'm not, someone who goes out and sees like random bands, and he was like, "I've got these tickets for the M&Ms." And I said, "Well, I don't even know who the M&Ms are." And he's like, "No, no, no, trust me, like you'll love this, you'll love this." And so I was like, "Okay." And I remember like googling who are the M&Ms, and they said it was a fake name for someone, and I was like, "This is weird." He gave me the tickets. The ticket, like, I didn't pay, he was like, "No, no, no, have them. I got them for like a promotion or something." And I took my girlfriend and one of my really good friends from high school, and we drove to Orlando. Again, this is 2007. So it wasn't even far. It was like 40 minutes for me. And it was before phones are now and stuff. I even remember I brought like a camera, like a digital camera with me, and we had to leave them in the car. Like, you were completely body checked and metal detected and everything. And it was in a house of blues. And it ended up that it was this tiny 75 people concert, and the M&Ms is the performing name for a Britney Spears. And it was when she was going through a really difficult time. And it was, during all the head shaving and all that stuff, like when obviously she was having a difficult time. And literally, like, where I am now and this, that was her performing, and she only did like six songs. And afterwards, when she walked out, like, she came up and like shook everyone's hand and things. It was really cool. I've seen her like a bunch of times at like real big like circus and all those really big concerts, but that was super cool, super super awesome. And those things, like, this is 2007 at a concert, and those metal detecting bag, like all those things, like the technology has only gone farther since then. Like, you can eat, there's people, I'm pretty sure Grey's Anatomy is one of the shows that I've heard this about, that like there's certain like like Wi-Fi blockers and things on set, because like there's a lot of extras and there's a lot of people that they can't really, at least if they're a guest star and they have a speaking role. So I mean, they're signing a contract saying like, I will not, everything nowadays has social media ramifications, and social media, like, I personally think that there'll be a further like policing of the way social media and stuff is now. And when it has a I honestly am surprised that the L Word Generation Q behind the scenes account, like, I was surprised when I saw that existed, and that it's been, what, 2 weeks and it's still up. They must have to be very careful with what they share, because as we know, like, they're very, very protective of what they're sharing, and they don't want a lot of stuff getting out there. Yeah, Catherine, that's right. The Gigi show. Let me just tell you the name, the actual. Oh, In with the Devil. It's with Greg Kinnear, Taggart Egerton, and it's going to be on Apple. You know that it like that Taron Egerton, he played that guy Eggy the I can't speak. Eddie the Eagle. The British guy who did the ski jumping thing. The real Eddie the Eagle did like a speaking event at one of my last job in like the e-gaming sector. It was pretty cool. Like he did like a talk and stuff, and like we met him afterwards. But it's definitely interesting, and he talked about like the movie being made and what it was like to like have people like playing you and stuff, and like meeting the guy who played him, and then he went on to play like Elton John and stuff. But yep. So I think that's pretty much it, guys. I know I've been a bit all over the show tonight, but Miss G, look, because I'll I have this in like a weird position. I'll show you next week, like probably the rest of the apartment. But G loves it here because there's like quite a big hole, so she in the morning she like runs up and down. But yeah, and yeah, I'm like I said, I've been all over the show. Just this week has just been really busy and stressful, and getting me through was knowing I could come and chat to you guys tonight. But yeah, I hope that they do make some sort of a thing out of it being the end of filming, because God, it's been a hard slog, They it's taken them 8 months to it normally takes them half of that. They've had to do it, really safely, masks, all that stuff, and I'm just I'm really glad that we're getting the show back, that they could get through filming, that they've all been working really hard, and I'm just so excited to see the season. I just hope that we get to see it sometime soon. I make sure that you don't forget, if you want to win some merch to before midnight California time, put your guess for when the trailer will be released in May. If you just go to my community tab, you'll see it. And I talked tonight obviously about Dexter and how I think that could relate to the L word. So as you guys always know, like, I'll be keeping my eyes and ears close to the ground and making sure that I hear it all. I mean, now that like Danny's dad is sharing my stories, and Marja and I are already BFFs in the DMs. So yeah. Sadly, no. There's no chance that they've shot the third season back to back, because when they first talked about 8 months of filming, I thought that could be a possibility, but there's no way they would have done that, because they wouldn't have had time to write the third season, because they only finished all the rewrites and everything over the summer, and then when they started shooting in November, they're just what because most of the I you know Marja is directing at least 3 episodes. I think it's 1. I'm don't know that she's directing the last one for sure, but usually, and I think 3 is the other one she's doing. So those writers also have to be on either side of their episode. They have to be on set for their episode, and they have to be involved in the editing process too. So there's just no feasible way that they could have done it that way. Unless they'd done that from the very, very beginning, but they would have been open about it then too, because it would have generated a lot of press and buzz and everything like that. And they there's no way they wouldn't have generated that press and buzz if they kept it a secret. Like it's not worth it. But the thing is, like, the sheer volume of work just wouldn't be possible. Striker. Normally, the L word used to always, but pretty much every season except one, I think, it used to come back the very end of January, start of February. So that was generally the case. The trailer, I don't think we'll get anything next week because we got Dexter this week. So part of me thinks that I'm just seeing when the last weekend in May is obviously bank holiday in the US and a bank holiday here. Oh, I was gonna say if the first. So the 31st is Monday. If we don't get it that weekend, they may give it to us in June for Pride Month, because they always do something L-wordy. Like last year, remember they put all Gen Q season 1 up on their YouTube channel to watch for for free and stuff. So I'd be surprised if we didn't have a trailer by June. But I don't think if we don't get one in June, we might have they don't normally do stuff over the summer. So if we don't get one in June, might not get one till September. But there's just no logic for holding it that long because they've already shot it all. So I really hope that we get one soon. And you guys know the second that we get one, I mean, you'll basically never hear the end of it because it's all I'll talk about until the show comes back. So yeah. Yeah, I definitely think Vanessa is Bet's new love interest. Pippa, yeah. Unless anyone has any other little questions, thoughts, or anything. And everyone in the UK, I hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend. A long weekend. Oh, Catherine, you just read my mind. I saw someone posted on Instagram before a video of Nadia, and then because the last couple of days I've posted like Grey's Anatomy on my Instagram, obviously my my phone's always looking at my data, and YouTube was like suggesting to me like Jessica Capshaw videos, and there was loads of Nadia ones, and I was like, God, they should bring Nadia back. Jessica Capshaw's free. But speaking of your phone taking your data, my sister sent me a message. I can't remember whether I told you guys this quite recently, and she's like, because of your bloody Ash Silver account, because she like likes all my stuff, obviously, she's like, my phone thinks I'm a lesbian. And she said her Instagram like For You page is just like all these like L word and like Cali in Arizona, and oh, it's funny. Sarah Ramirez was supposed to come back for Jessica Capshaw's last episode, but Sarah Ramirez was in like a exclusive contract with CBS, and CBS wouldn't let them. So that was annoying. Oh, Striker. It's gonna be like frame by frame and then playing it backwards and then playing it sideways and then yeah, there's gonna be a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. That's why I know that they're like, we gotta be very careful about what we put in the trailer because they know that we're all gonna absolutely break down every second. Are you gonna say night to everyone, Jay? You little monkey? Come say night. Come say night to everyone. Hey? All right, guys. Well, G and I are gonna just go chill, watch some TV. And yeah, next Friday, I'll put up tomorrow time and like what's happening and stuff. But yeah, Chris from the L Word Online is gonna come. And then the second to last week in May, I'll put this up as well. Don't forget Julesy and everyone else from Alcon. We're going to do Alcon too. I'm really, really hoping that we have a trailer by then. And yeah, that would just be the best. But next week, Chris is going to bring along a little treasure for all of you that I'm excited for it. So, gee, so definitely want to come next week and hear a little, what's the word I'm looking for? A little present left over from the OG era. And yeah, so as always, thanks for coming. We love you. You're the best. Thank you for being just you and so kind. Be good. Be careful. Be safe. Have a great long weekend. And y'all are just the best. Thank you for listening to me, putting up with me. Am I crazy? You're the best. And I love you all. And don't forget to enter the competition. And then also, I will be releasing some videos over the weekend. So I love you guys. Be safe, be good, be happy, be healthy. We love you. We love you. Say bye to the guys, G. Bye to the guys.